Hello everyone and welcome to Game 2 of our second best of 3 Team Spirit vs Vega Squadron. I'm Toby1. I am joined by the knowledgeable and never short of air co-caster capitalist. That's right.
Would you guys like me to give you an analytical playback of that last game? Because I can talk about it for another 5 minutes if you guys want.
I don't think it's going to be too hard, Cap. I really don't think it's going to wait another 5 minutes. No, you can't. No, you can't. That game was so clear-cut.
I mean, I bet I could.
Also,
I'm good. I'm a really good rambler, Toby.
You are actually. You really are. I think that's the reason why they keep putting you on analyst desks.
10 seconds.
Like, you're the new Nahaz. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
5 seconds.
Wait, come on, Toby. I don't want to be cut out of TI.
Oh, shit, bro!
Ah!
I can only make that joke because me and Alan are cool. I love Alan. Just like I can make fun of him for being a know-it-all in Mafia because, you know, he knows it, I know it. It's all good.
It's emotionally triggered.
We have fun.
He emotionally triggers me in Mafia.
He triggered me real hard. He triggered me real hard one time.
Oh, God.
When he brought up his win stats in Mafia, I was like, oh, God. God damn it, Alan. I was like...
So, the percentage chance of you actually being Mafia this game is so low because you've already had this game, and this game.
No,
you actually acted this
Nahaz knows not that. That's a bad stat. Nahaz knows. he was like, my win percentage is this. That means I'm a good time. I'm like, God damn it, Alan.
Reserve time.
I love Alan. He is the best rambler. That's why you gotta fit him into the right medium, which it seems like his videos are very well done.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked that out, Stats Don't Lie, his latest video.
Need to find a highlighted version of it though.
Really good stuff.
Like you have like Thorin's stuff, where there's this one guy that like takes Thorin's thoughts and condenses it into like 2 minutes.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I've never seen those.
It is actually one of the greatest videos, and just like, man, Thorin is so quick and precise and to the point and right on the money, and you're like, yeah. Then you listen to the whole thing, and you're like, whoa, overload.
I didn't know that. I just always listen to Thorin's videos all the way through.
You probably learn more doing it that way, but yeah, the short version allows me to go through without actually feeling like I've got a hernia.
Yeah, I just always make sure to choose topics that I'm always that I'm actually interested in.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the draft.
Yeah.
Obviously, the advantage... I don't know if people have actually noticed we've been doing this, or at least I've been doing this. In every single game, I make sure we get in before the first ban phase is done. Every single time, so the screen is at least up saying that. But the draft is on the way.
Good for you, Toby. I don't do that. I wait until at least the second pick has come out.
I'm always there, because we don't have, like with Dota, I think we had, like, the 5-minute intros that we had to run. But like with ESL One Frankfurt or with Epicenter, it's like it's that 30-second clip. Or with Frankfurt, we make sure everyone's buying a ticket for the Frankfurt LAN finals, which everyone should be.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in inside of Europe, or you want to travel from around the world.
If you guys were watching the online qualifiers for Dota Pit and wondering why sometimes the game wouldn't start until the second phase of picking, that's because the caster would lose track of time and realize, oh God, the game's loading. I have to play these ads, which is 5 minutes long.
But it was good. We got to have a great LAN final with all the money that was made for playing those adverts. So sponsors are required to do things.
So Dota Pit was actually one of the most enjoyable tournaments I've had so far.
Yeah. I actually really felt like useful. Like in Shanghai, I felt so fucking useless. I went in, I cast one best of 3 and then went back to the hotel. Because I couldn't even watch the games from the venue. So I just went back and watched on like the Wi-Fi at the hotel.
Great tournament, 10 out of 10. Do you have your jacket, Toby? Did you bring home a Shanghai Major jacket?
I never got given a Shanghai Major jacket.
I got mine. I wear it with pride sometimes.
Can we do a ritual burning?
5 seconds.
No, man. I'm gonna get.
I have the mouse pad.
I'm gonna get Blitz to wear his, and I'm gonna wear mine, and we're both gonna take one of those pictures. You know where like players, they have their back turned to the camera and they like point to their backs where their name is on it. I'm gonna have us do one of those where we point to Shanghai Major.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Perfect Worlds. He put out a really good apology recently.
Yeah, I apologize for Cap's statement right then, and my desire to burn their jersey in some kind of like ritual.
Yeah, Toby loves your tournament,
unfortunately,
guys.
I won't put that apology into writing for another month. Does that work? It's fine, right?
I mean, perfect.
I can say that stuff on stream, can't I?
In perfect world, get mad at you. Just send him an apology a month later. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm fucking fire. I'm firing myself. I'm firing myself. Back to the draft, which with all of this that we'll be talking about, we're actually putting through so much extra time that we haven't even gotten to the second phase of picking yet. But we got Faceless Void, we got Earth Spirit. Again, first fade Faceless Void. But they don't have the Enchantress, they don't have the Invoker. Both heroes go in the way of Vega. And I always wonder, like, does an Earth Spirit... Hold on, Cap. Does an Earth Spirit rotation into mid to gank up Invoker, like, is that a high percentage chance to win? Like, if you got Forge Spirits, if you got Cold Snap, I always kind of see, like, how it can be turned on its head.
It depends on your mid hero. If it's OD, Puck, maybe Zeus...
Well, you can't have either of those because both of them got banned. All three of them got banned, actually.
Yeah, I think Vega Squadron did a pretty good job. They banned out the OD in the first one, too, but I think it was really smart of them to ban both the Puck as well as the Zeus here. They may not be your like highest profile mids right now, and other teams would have put priority in something else, but they recognize the fact that one, Iceberg seems to have issues in the mid lane right now, up against no one. I think no one's just a superior mid laner. I think that really what it comes down to. No, and that's no slight on Iceberg. It's just that no one is that talented. Is actually what it comes down to. But also the fact that, again, you asked a really good question. Like, Earth Spirit ganking the Invoker, like, percentage-wise, like, how successful is that gank? Well, it's successful if you have the right kind of mid-heroes to combo with it. And Vega Squadron banned exactly those heroes. Yep. So
they don't have it this time around. And Team Spirit, like I'm almost thinking Team Spirit need to have, like, a proper nuker. Getting something like actually, I think of the same thing. Lena was the first thing that came to my mind, even more than a Queen of Pain, because I'm looking for a roll into a Light Striker Ray. And then the pop damage you get from Laguna Blade, which will also be really good up against someone like an Enchantress. Where if you go to something like a Queen of Pain, you have more to work with when the Faceless Void can get like a 3-man chrono. Then you can Sonic Wave the whole shebang on top of a cooldown, on top of scream damage. That's what I was kind of missing from our Series 1 draft. We had a Faceless Void, and Na'Vi was like, okay, what are we going to have to nuke it down? Invoker, who got shut down early on. Nothing else left, really. Support heroes? Nothing to really work with.
Death Prophet. I forgot about that hero.
Yeah, we forgot about the other raids.
That hero's still in the pool. All right. I think that I'm sure Team Spirit actually recognized, I'm sure Vega Squadron, they're smarter than us. They knew the Death Prophet was still in the pool. They knew that was very likely to pick up Team Spirit, and I think they're okay with it, giving their heroes, right? You've got Disruptor is actually okay against Death Prophet pushes because they're so timing focused.
You need the CK right now. I've seen a CK who's gotten a little bit of extra farm against the Death Prophet trigger his level 2 Phantasm and almost one hit down the Death Prophet with a Reality Rift attack with all the illusions.
Okay.
It's so good at bringing down the Death Prophet. The only issue is obviously going up against a Faceless Void, so maybe they go for the CK. But they need a strength here. Right now we have a 4 intel lineup from Vega. You have any second thoughts about the bat?
10 seconds remaining.
No, I think the Batrider's fine. I think Batrider works really well with Disruptor.
5 seconds
I think Vega Squadron also had the single target necessary to deal with Death Prophet. I think that's why they banned Puck and Zeus. Because I would have looked at this if I hadn't like kind of rethought it over. I would have looked at this as that being a mistake, that they should have banned Death Prophet. But I think Enchantress and Invoker are both pretty good. Invoker will still lose the laning phase most likely against Death Prophet, but he's got good single target damage with the Exort. They're going to get a positioning hero with Batrider and in Disruptor. And then again, single target damage is really important, and the pure damage from the Enchantress is actually one of the best things you can have against DP. If they get another hero like as you said, the Chaos Knight. I haven't seen this yet. I haven't been watching a whole lot of European Dota. I've been all about China and Southeast Asia.
The first time you see it, it was actually a play you mentioned earlier. That was the first time I saw it. Was Pasha, who was doing it, and he got like maybe 15 minutes worth of safe lane farm, and he just rocks up, and he's got.
I mean, if you're talking about the old Chaos Knight pickups, I've seen that.
I'm talking like a week and a half ago, and they go with Clinks. Okay, it's still the same thing I'm looking for. It's that raw physical damage. The difference is when like when Team Spirit were actually running it, so they actually had Illidan playing the CK, and they did pretty much the same build. They would use Phantasm in the same way as Mass Serpent wards were, and they just force down lanes. So the second it comes off cooldown, you push a lane. We'll have a similar kind of thing with the Death Prophet in this game.
I like the concept of Chaos Knight as like a single target physical damage dealer. I think that some of these other heroes are better. Like, for example, I think Ursa is just strictly better.
Oh, yeah. That's because he's an Ursa.
Yeah, I think Clinks is, for the most part, just better.
But the difference with the CK is he causes a lot more chaos.
Yeah.
Because you can't find the real...
Because he's the Chaos Knight?
It's... I didn't realize that.
He's a man on a horse that literally brings chaos now, Toby? Is that what you mean? You are correct.
Well, I'm glad I can be right. Really didn't want to be right in that way, though. But it's really good against teams which don't have any good clearance. Like, you've obviously got the Gyrocopter in this game with Flat Cannon, but once you have, like, Armlet and Heart on that CK, Flat Cannon doesn't do shite.
30 seconds
and that's the reason I was looking for it, because, like, OD wasn't available, and I thought that would be a nice pickup. But with the Clinks pickup, it's a little easier for them to actually trade off the early Tier 1 towers when Team Spirit decide to push.
I think Clinks just comes online a bit faster. I think Team Spirit's lineup is a little slow because they have Death Prophet and Void. The big advantage that they have is Gyrocopter, who comes online real quickly.
He's going for it. We already saw this once earlier tonight. FN is just like, okay, they didn't get it. Clinks actually picked up the rune.
He's daring Funnick.
Wow, he's taking so much damage here, which is only going to be able to repair like half of it. If he gets bashed by Roshan.
That was so smart. Did you see what Sioma did? Sioma put himself, he was running ahead of the Faceless Void. He was ready to level Glimpse if Faceless Void time walked up that cliff. That's why you saw him run up and then run back and through the Roshan pit, because he realized if he time walks, he's going to get Glimpse back and he's guaranteed dead. So he just had to tank the extra damage and go through the Roshan pit instead. So smart. So smart. Go Sioma.
Oh, it means Funnick, well, also smart from him. He'll get to start to burn through all of these consumables he brought. So he actually brought a Stout Shield as well as his Tangos this bottom lane. But you're seeing FN as well as like Seema's way of pushing him out. You do continuous damage. FN doesn't need to commit too many searing arrows, just continuously chipping away at the Faceless Void. Actually, one of the most successful combos I saw up against the Faceless Void was a Sky Wrath and Clinks. Because you seal him up and then you strafe searing arrows. Do a lot of damage early on. You actually follow up after the initiation comes from the Clinks. Wow, okay, Funnick, okay, I know you got time lapse, but you're dropping really low. Sunstrike.
Oh no!
Seema, the brawler,
Oh!
He solos the offlaner.
What a slayer!
Iceberg's in trouble as well. With the Cold Snap coming in, one Centaur Stomp, gonna miss from Solo. He's being chased around by another one with the Spirit Siphon. Always want to fly, gonna boulder himself in, looking for the kill on no one, but Mag has also arrived for the party. Set that old date lady on fire. Iceberg makes a run for the Ancients, and now he'll actually get himself denied. There's 2 denials to neutrals in the same space of time as Iceberg did the same thing to get himself back to base. So we still only have 1 kill on the board, but 3 people have died.
What have we here?
So another thing about the Disruptor, I think Disruptor is all around better against Faceless Void, because the Skywrath Mage, the silence is a good like kill opportunity against Faceless Void, but the harassment potential isn't as good as Disruptor. And I think I put more value in harassment against Void, because there are so few heroes that can actually do it. Disruptor's got he's got max range, and Thunderstrike is set up so it's really hard for Faceless Void to actually dodge 2 ticks of damage. It goes off every 1.5 seconds.
What's gonna fly? You really want to do that? That's a double damage Void that you just bolted onto.
Yeah.
Iceberg's already having a hard time in mid lane because Bloody Enchantress, like, decided to play Twister. Right hand, Iceberg. And he can't escape this. When we actually look at the mid lane, look at the CS difference too. Like, they're so close, but the difference I'm looking at primarily is the fact they both crippled each other so hard because they were battling so much. Though the only ones that got CS right now is FN as well as Illidan. The two safe laners who are having a lot of space made for themselves.
Yeah. There's also going to be a big difference between the forward positions because Enchantress is having an effect on the lane while still jungling, but Earth Spirit has not. Like, the levels that he's gotten, he's siphoned from being in the middle lane. Whereas the Enchantress, her levels have entirely come from the jungle. So that is also going to be a slight advantage.
Actually got 4 spirits now appearing in the mid lane. This one I start to wonder. Like, I know Death Prophet's always going to have an advantage when she's got Spirit Siphon up and running. But when you start adding Forge Spirits to the mix, and you remove that armor of the Death Prophet...
Nah, it still doesn't matter.
It's still Death Prophet who's
it's
a
still
victor?
Death Prophet. You wonder why? Because she can run in Spirit Siphon the Force Spirit as well. She could Spirit Siphon both.
Okay, Mag. He actually didn't attack Iceberg either. He's going to get up the hill, but... Sunstrike.
The classic, we did it, boys! High five! Boom!
High five for some, bro. Oh, man.
When I play Death Prophet, I just make slurping
He didn't cancel the
noises.
regeneration rune. Iceberg walked up, took the regeneration rune, and Mag just tried to keep flying towards him. Iceberg actually got quite a decent... Like, he was sitting at, like, maybe half of his life of mana before he got that. Either way, small thing. Phonics playing classic Jimmy. Dig to the trees. Seema, however, is the Hound. You'll find the Faceless Void. Squirrel! Wait for it. Wait for it. The wall's going to come up. They're trying to force out a Time Walk, and Phonic is so low. He's going to try the Time Walk, but now he actually has to walk over to the right side, start his TP out, and they get the vision. Okay.
Oh my god.
Does this actually disjoint?
That was such close timing. No, it does not.
I'm following the trail. I'm following the trail. I'm following the trail. Disjoint.
Sorry. The TB does, but Time Walk does not.
No.
Sorry, I was thinking of Time Walk.
Hey, you weren't looking at my screen. You're not gonna think, hey, there's this animation effect disjoint. How's Mag looking for fun? Because I always wondered about the blink dagger timing of the offlaners. After watching Qualifiers like 6-7 minute blink daggers that arrive, Iceberg. Like, not only one is he being attacked so heavily, he's going up against Hadoukens. 1 second till it's off cooldown. No, Solar pulled it off. Now, there. Sunstrike! Sunstrike! High five, not gonna come. He's just TPing back to base. Invoker's on cooldown for the moment, and Mag is actually dying to Illidan underneath that secret shop.
Oh man, that kick from Earth Spirit really saved him. But also Solo clicking the shockwave onto the Death Prophet and losing vision. That was why he canceled that first time. That was super unfortunate as well.
Alright, so Illidan with his solo kill as well. He's really having a pretty damn good time up on top lane. Like, you're going to TP back up now here as Mag, but the fact that you also delay the Blink Dagger while giving a Cora solo kill, like, Team Spirit will be very, very happy with that, because it means that Iceberg's got even more time in this mid lane before he should be attacked.
Yeah. And they haven't stacked up for the Bat Rider at all, because the Enchantress...
dead?
Yeah, probably. No.
Oh, he's alive. He consumed up the Fairy Fire. There's still no Sunstrike on the way. Right now it's just Cold Snap and Forge Spirits, but nice kick from Always Wanna Fly. Soul and FN getting hit by that one. They had an Observer Ward up, and Iceberg, even though his support was battling the army of heroes and creeps that were moving up through the bot, he's still stuck around underneath his own tier 1 tower and dies.
Yeah, that was weird.
Dire's top
Definitely
tower
odd.
is under attack.
And that's the first rotation of FN.
I don't think Mag's too far behind, though. Like, he may have died, but it seems like he's still getting pretty decent farm. He should get a Blink Dagger by about 11, 12 minutes, which I think is about standard.
He's got Chrono available, and he's actually going to use it.
Wow.
FN's in the neighborhood. Iceberg's going to arrive too. Now he's got Spirit Siphon available, but where's that glimpse? It sends Iceberg all the way out. Seema down on his armor thanks to Goldblack's Wave of Terror, but Goldblack forced out. He knows how much damage FN can do. Funnick will actually time walk off a lot of it, and the Sunstrike, he sees it coming, dodges inside the pit, maybe trying to use the Fog of War himself. The wall is up from Seema, but there's no way he can cast it and lock Funnick in time. He'll overwalk it, and I always want to fly with kick, just make sure there is no other chase.
Yeah, I always want to fly. He's always in a good position for a nice kick. He's playing a... This is something that, like, people clown on always want to fly a lot because he used to be, like, as his 4 position, he just dies a lot. I think that's not too absurd for a good support player for him to die a lot. But I think he's always been a really good reactive player. I think he's best when he's playing a defensive reactive support like Dazzle. I think that is actually always want to fly's biggest strength. There are certain supports that are like really good at offensive setups, really good at like melee initiators or something like that. Or, you know, some supports excel at, you know, harassment focus, right? They're really good at being able to provide harassment against the offlaner. They really know how to exploit some of those 1v1 advantages. But Always Wanna Fly has always been kind of like that defensive support that knows how to be able to, you know, save his ally at the perfect time. And you're kind of seeing it with his Earth Spirit play. Despite that being oftentimes more of like an aggressive roaming style hero, so far he's like his biggest plays in this first 8 minutes of the game have all been defensive kicks.
I'm trying to remember the player he always played with. Like, what was his old roster? It was the support Sinji. He was always on a fly and...
Yeah, he was like the defensive one, and the other one was the offensive support.
Yeah, it was the synergy they actually got. Like, they were like the perfect yin and yang support, and the two of them together. That's my brain is not remembering. I've been trying to remember it while you've been talking about him. But that was like when he was playing the Rubik, and then he would synergize in, and you'd be able to run like really weird synergistic support combos. And that's when Always Wanna Fly really shined. Normally when Goldblack plays, his heroes are a little bit more straightforward for how they approach the game. Like when you play like a Chen or an Enchantress, it works in a certain way. He knows it's all about the push, it's all about the farm, and Always Wanna Fly's got to try and make a difference in the lane, as opposed to playing like these support combos, like when you used to run like SD and Lina together. FN, goodbye. That's a sentry ward. Easily scouted him out. Silence. Nice pull and prod. That's 5 heroes from Team Spirit down here for that 1 kill on FN. But it works, because now they take Roshan. Yeah, you're trying to remember who was it as well?
Yeah, I think it's the old Empire roster. It was Always Wanna Fly in someone.
Who was the old Empire support? Right now, like, the CIS region is, like, chopped and changed so much. It could have been anyone.
Yeah, I can't really
it wasn't Goldblack. I'm trying to remember who the hell it was. Go use Skeleton Warrior. Glimpse, gonna send Funnick away from the bottom lane. Just allowing Seema to farm up his level 6. That's what he was looking for during this. And that's actually not a bad thing to have. Like, okay, Team Spirit get Roshan. They put on the back of Illidan. What do they do with this now? Where do they attack?
Team Spirit should be taking, like, they want to take the bottom tier 1 tower. They want to put pressure on the Radiant jungle. The fortunate thing is Vega Squadron are, I like their choice of Clinks here on the Radiant side, because if the Radiant jungle gets invaded, Clinks is a really good, like, independent carry, in that he could just, like, run into the dire side jungle, farm, and rotate between top and mid.
Vegas, like, they saw the smoke as well. This is the first reveal of the Blink Dagger of Mags. They're going to glimpse Iceberg back into the storm with the damage from FN. It's going to be a very quick kill on Iceberg. They haven't finished the job just yet. He's running away, but that's what no one's for. Chronosphere catching out 3 heroes, one of them his own Funnick. Always Wanna Fly has no ball away, and that's when Mag blinks, pounces, and gets the lasso off. Illidan, the man with the Aegis, not even there. So when Team Spirit are looking to take out the tier 1 tower, they could read the play perfectly. They know, okay, we find a kill, we take a tier 1 tower of our own. Instead, they get 3 kills, no sacrifices at all, and they take a tier 1 tower still. burning more time of this Aegis.
Yeah, this is why when you this is why you see most teams when they try and on Dire side when they try and take control of the Radiant jungle, they'll go for the middle tower first and then go to the side lane tower. And part of the reason for that is in situations where you go for the safe lane tower first, unless it's a really fast like smoke rotation, wham bam, you get a kill and then you're immediately on top of the tower and you're pushing. If the enemy team knows that this is coming, if they see you coming like that, they're always going to go for the mid lane push, which is what Vega Squadron do here, right? Like they start pushing down the middle lane. Team Spirit know that they don't want to exchange a safe lane tower for a mid tower, so they back up and try and like rotate onto mid, like flash mid, and then rotate back to bottom or something. But Vega Squadrons just kind of had it all planned out.
The chat's there for it. It was Vanskor.
Oh yeah, Vanskor.
Yeah, Vanskor right. was the combo with him always. So thanks very much to the Brains Trust, aka Twitch chat. Give yourself a thumbs up, bro.
Brains Trust.
Yeah, that's what I call them. Whenever you need to find out something, you just ask the Twitch chat. Normally, 90% of the people will give you the correct answer. It's like phone a friend who wants to be a Dota millionaire. Funnick, goodbye. Let's do again. Going to work, and FN. That clinks. He is rapidly approaching his Desolator. Already got the first Mithril Hammer. And this is when like the money starts rolling in. When you start being able to get more pickoffs on the back of the Batrider Blink Dagger, another reason why I was looking at Mag very closely to see just how long it would take him to get there. Because you get killed, you take tower. And with an Enchantress behind you, and a Clinks on your lineup, you're going to force through so many buildings. You said it yourself, the Clinks comes online so much earlier than the rest of Team Spirit's lineup. Because what's Illidan do? Like, he's still building up his SMY at this point. You can try and go for a big team fight, but there's still a level 1 Exorcism from Iceberg. That's not a lot of physical damage to his name.
Yeah, the Gyrocopter is really their best bet for Team Spirit in order to single-handedly win fights, and with this Aegis, he kind of can. The normal problem is that the Clinks' physical damage is really good at threatening Gyrocopter. It really comes back to that old problem with Gyrocopter and Ludo were like the carries. They were always like agility BKB heroes. They output a lot of magic damage, but they also had really low HP. And because they rushed BKB, they were super susceptible to physical damage. Heroes that were able to output that were super strong against it. Like Clinks is exactly that. He outputs like insane early physical damage. Once he has that Desolator, he's really going to be able to just blow up the Gyrocopter, or in some cases the Death Prophet as well. Just be able to take out those heroes before they can have a big impact in the team fight. But for right now, they shouldn't really fight. I think Vega Squadron has done quite a lot to offset that early Roshan advantage, and they don't need to try and contest for that tier 1 tower. I think they've delayed it long enough, and again, Clinks isn't overly dependent on that situation, so
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just try and go for a trade. If Team Spirit go for top lane, you go for bottom.
Mag's getting ready. They could TP up, but there's also no need to. Like, you're gonna force fortification out from both sides. The Clinks actually managed to hold on to his strafe as well, so now he triggers it, and the towers will go down at the same time. Like, okay, yeah, you lost your tier 1 tower in mid, top tier 1 tower was then denied by Team Spirit, but it's all trade-offs, which kind of like make me lean towards the fact that Vega are holding this lead and getting further ahead, making more out of the map, because Team Spirit are moving as 5. They're always as 5, and you see the change in the experience graph. It's pretty much a 45-degree angle headed up for Vega, because they don't always have to cluster up together to make things work. They know even as dual combos, they've got a lot of damage. Like, Solo's managed to pick himself up this Dragon Lance already. The Desolator is now an FN, who also got a double damage rune. Like, if he can find Team Spirit, this is the dream time to do it, away from Chronosphere. And, well, here they come in. FN breaks it. They trigger the dust. They did actually connect on FN. Goldblack will go for the stun. And now the ulti out from Funnick. He caught out Mag, but that's only the real hero. And Funnick's burning down to no one's initiation. It's a 1-for-1 trade of FN. Now he will fall as well, but pumped out enough damage to kill off the Gyrocopter in his own death. They had to push Iceberg further back away, and the clips from Seema able to do so, but the kick right in the mark from Always Wanna Fly. Now Iceberg can close the distance and pick himself up a triple kill.
I think that wasn't too bad for Vega Squadron. They may have traded 2 for 3, but they still traded carry for carry, and they got the offlaner. if it all comes down to no one being able to blow up the Faceless Void like that during the Chronosphere. Otherwise, that fight would have looked really nasty. As a whole, I would say that Vega Squadron aren't too upset with that fight, that they've actually just created themselves more space. And this is going to be the problem with Team Spirit, that we really kind of have to outline what the sort of later plan is. Because the thing is that Team Spirit's lineup doesn't have the greatest high ground potential against Vega Squadron for one very specific reason. Team Spirit's damage is very dependent on Death Prophet going high ground. Goodbye, Meg.
Yeah, he just walked up to the lane and got called down. That's just got caught out.
So they're super dependent on that, but Vega Squadron have really good single target catch and damage, right? So they have the Bat Rider and the Disruptor to get that Death Prophet in an awkward position, and they have the Clinks, the Invoker, and the Enchantress to blow that hero up. And without the Death Prophet, they can't actually breach high ground. So it's going to be super dependent on Funnick to actually get the right Chronosphere to prevent that kind of initiation. Otherwise, they're going to lose steam. They're not going to be able to push high ground very well, and then you're going to see Vega Squadron pick off time after time.
Goodbye, Funnick. Doing almost exactly what you're talking about. Faceless Void just thought he can get himself away. Quick timeless back into the Static Storm. And there's no way you can time walk yourself out of that one unless you're going to start buying BKBs over on your Faceless Void.
Well, everyone, I think, on Team Spirit needs a BKB eventually. Void is the last one, obviously, but Illidan's going to need to build one pretty soon. Death Prophet, I think, is already building one with his Ogre Club. Faceless Void, this is the headdress build that you're talking about, I think.
But it's like, does he go the whole way? Like, does he finish up the Vladimirs? Or does he try and go for the Blink Dagger now? Because
I would say
that's
no.
the stunted headdress build. At the headdress side, I don't think it's ever really intentional. Like, you want to have a little bit of regeneration, sure. But
yeah, I think it's like,
it always seems like if your early game doesn't go as well as you thought it was going to, then you transition to Blink.
Yeah, no, I think this bastard Vlad's build is kind of cool. I like it a lot, actually, because the Morbid Mask, it just becomes an issue of cost effectiveness, right? The Morbid Mask is 900 gold, and it gives you the regen you need to be able to sustain and constantly farm with Iron Talon and jungle. But if Headdress can do that, if Headdress can offer you just enough regen to be able to do that, that's only 600 gold. That means you're a 300 gold boost on getting, straight to that Blink Dagger or Axe or what have you. And that timing can be pretty key. So I like the idea of Funnick going for a Blink Dagger. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is going to go for the Blink Dagger. But if it is this bastard headdress build, I think it's the right time for it. Because I do think his initiation or counter initiation is going to be the linchpin in Team Spirit's success or failure. And him being able to have a mobility item is key.
Oh, hearing the glimpse, the wall's trying to keep the rest of Team Spirit out. The Chrono only on the Disruptor. While this fight is split into multiple parts, Goldblack being brought down pretty quickly. Evan, however, not in a great position. Dust Up can't escape himself out. With a 2-for-1 trade-off, Vega seemed really unwilling to take this fight, but it's more the uncertainty we saw from Team Spirit in game number 1 there. Like, they were surrounding the opening, and it's like, do we go for this? Can we actually fight this? They've just picked up Nagus. This doesn't really seem like a great idea, but they still half-heartedly went for the fight.
Yeah, I think that was the call from Disruptor saying that, hey, the ultimate's about to come down from Iceberg. Let's try and go for this. I'll put him out of position. But the problem is that, one, Vega Squadron wasn't like 5-man around the river. They were kind of like surrounding Team Spirit, which is really awkward. And two, what was the other problem? Oh, the Exorcism was still kind of like going out. I don't know. It was just bad execution from Vega Squadron. Oh, it was also the BKB picked up by Illidan. I think that was also problematic. Like, there was no way that Clinks or Bat Rider can actually do anything in that fight on the other half when Illidan pops his BKB and goes to town. So that was really good. I think Team Spirit, like, with a fight like that, they're going to be feeling pretty confident about going uphill. I think this game just went back into their favor. I think Vega Squadron were controlling pretty well. Like, you see these objectives, like Roshan 1, Roshan 2. You think, oh, man, Team Spirit, the push is coming out. But Vega Squadron were, like, keeping Team Spirit in check enough to be able to make sure that they had the high ground defense when it came to it. But after a bad fight like that, and like second Roshan plus a bad fight like that, it's looking pretty good for Team Spirit. They have to be concerned about no one's farm. This is the biggest issue. No one may single-handedly carry Vega Squadron in this game because he almost has the Ags. And Aghanim Scepter, let me tell you, Toby, Aghanim Scepter Invoker is a bitch to push into. It is so tough.
Well, they're going to try it just before the Ags is done. And this is a trade-off. Vega's preparing themselves to attack that top tier 2 tower. They got fortification for their own, but then again, Team Spirit's got exactly the same thing. But if they can bring down this top tower, then that Ags is there for the Invoker. It should be there for the Invoker anyway, because it's got an 18 gold.
Team Spirit, just keep going. They should definitely keep going. First of all, you know, like, if they should be watching top, they should see FN just pop strafe to take the tier 2 tower. So you need to try and go uphill with Exorcism as fast as possible, and maybe send one hero back to defend if Klinks keeps going.
Here it is. Exorcism commit. The problem is they've lost their creep wave, their secondary creep wave. It just got skipped out by Mag. So they start attacking, Solo backing out. Nice tornado from no one. Comboed up with the meatball. Illidan triggers that BKB once again. The wall is up and Mag gets the last two. He actually drags Iceberg out of the static storm as Funnick leapt straight through it, but never really found a target. He only found Solo. And now Illidan, come on back, son. You're actually going to go down. Aegis the Immortal will trigger. He buys his Manta-style recipe before his death. I think he understands he's out. Goblex running in for the saving swap. He's going to get it off, and then they just keep the chase going. You still have Glimpse up in 3 seconds' time. The Sunstrike off the mark, and, well, Goblex will survive through all of that. He did try, but it's the Gyrocopter and the Death Prophet who go down, and the Tier 3 tower was the only casualty there for Vega.
Ooh, that was so poorly executed by Team Spirit. One, they didn't send a hero back to threaten the Klinks, so he was able to just go high ground without any fear, right? If they put even one of the supports, you're going to play scared as Klinks, because one support can mean enough disables for another TP of Team Spirit from one of their cores to catch you out. So you're not going to be like, rawr, charge the tier 3 tower, I'll just tank it and kill the tower as fast as possible. Like, you won't be able to do that sort of play just in case of some sort of rebound from Team Spirit. And then the actual fight in mid, like, they lost their Death Prophet with that Chronosphere being used. Like, there was so many bad things that happened.
Funny thought he had the right eyes on it. Like, I don't know if he actually just didn't have the vision or something, but when he jumped in, he jumped over the top of Static Storm, which was here, and got into this position. But when he was here, there was only the Enchantress. Everyone else was battling up on this area against Team Spirit. So what do? Like, you semi-chrono? Yeah. The opportunity just didn't look to be right. Now the funny is actually, he did pick up the Blink Dagger. So it is going to be this Treads headdress into Blink for him. It just, maybe now he can actually land those chronos a bit better and be the only counter that I think really can get in range to battle up against, like the Batrider initiation or potential, like, counter initiation of Disruptor. And I say that, I know it's kind of silly when you got a VS in the field. Like, Swap is still a beautiful, beautiful thing. And he's getting closer and closer towards that Aghanim Scepter.
People probably think this sounds a little bit like Flip-Flopper, but it really just comes down to some pretty precise timing. And now the game is in the advantage of Vega Squadron. I think that mid lane fight was super bad for Team Spirit. The fact that they didn't defend their top lane tower at all meant that FN has now completed a BKB, and now Vega Squadron can 5-man fight you because of that. They have to stay a little bit split, a little bit aware of Chronosphere and such, but the BKB allows FN to challenge Gyrocopter.
Here comes Mag.
That's really important.
What's the target? He goes for Iceberg. Goldback goes for the point blank.
No!
Iceberg takes so much damage. FN's BKB's letting him do it, but the Chrono from Funnick, it hawks him in position with Always Want to Fly. It's 3 for the price of 1, and there's going to be more on sale. A double kill coming the way of Team Spirit. No one, a time lock, a bash, something Funnick. No luck.
Woo!
The Invoker will be able to survive. He's actually looking to Sunstrike Iceberg at the last moment. That wouldn't have been enough damage, though, even with the max level Sunstrike.
Vega Squadron have the right idea because they're BKB and that sort of thing. They have the opportunity to be able to force fights. So even when Team Spirit win the fight like this, they've had to use Exorcism and they didn't get an objective out of it. That's actually really key. That's really integral to the Team Spirit strategy, is they want to be forcing fights on Vega Squadron's side of the map so they can go high ground with this. So yeah, that fight was really bad for Vega Squadron, obviously. Big win for Team Spirit and such, but it is important, the fact that Team Spirit can't take objectives off of that, and it's just a net worth game from them. But you know, Funnick, obviously, like, that was a pretty good Chronosphere. He almost had like a 3 or 4 man Chronosphere though, and that was because the Static Storm from the Disruptor. Syoma laid that one out at the perfect time. Unfortunately, he didn't actually catch Funnick inside the kinetic field and didn't lock him inside the Static Storm, or else that would have been a very clear win for Vega. But the fact that he stopped like a 3 or 4 man Chrono from happening, you know, that could have been actually easily a team wipe.
I asked for a close game. I said this to you in the break, because we haven't really had one of those tonight, and this feels a lot closer. It's definitely momentum maneuver, back and forward, swinging all the way, and a quick Roshan as well. So it looks like the action will continue. Icerock is making sure of it. If Team Spirit actually scout this one out perfectly, which they're going to, they're going to get an insanely quick Roshan before Vega can add any level of pressure towards that top lane. Yes, the tier 3 tower is gone from here. Yes, the Raxes are exposed, but because Roshan's so early, Team Spirit are going to deal with this. Here comes your Sunstrike. They're TPing down Vega because they know they don't want to let this one go. And Aegis and a cheese into Team Spirit, that's a way to punch a ticket up to the high ground of Vega.
They definitely have to. I think they can't fight around Roshan, despite, you know, they kind of want to. They're just not a team that's very well set up for that.
But what do you do now? Like, you want to go out and run for like split push? Like, FN can add some pressure to the top, but it would require Team Spirit to not see him coming in order for that to function.
I mean, you say that, but you saw the way Team Spirit, like, they were just like, all right, boys, 5-man mid, lull in. And they didn't deal with Clinks at all last time. If we get into the same kind of scenario, Vega Squadron will happily give you mid laner Brax in exchange for top laner Rax, because this just draws out the game with no clear advantage going one way or the other. Team Spirit, they're in a position where they want one dramatic, you know, be-all, end-all 5-man clash that could end the game.
He's going to find Goldblack. He's going to cliff him. The Sunstrike's on the way. Goldblack won't get hit by that. Now Mag is pretty well stranded. Wave of Terror. They're going to swap him back over. Ends up dying. Wait, was that his gem as well? Yeah, he just dropped the gem.
What was that? That wasn't useful. That wasn't like something...
It's like you didn't expect the rest of Team Spirit to be there. You grab the Vengeful Spirit, you find the kill, the Clinks comes in, throws out a couple of Searing Arrows, and you get the kill, right? Should happen. But then Earth Spirit arrives, then you've got the Gyrocopter who also rocked up. Gyro would have been easier to deal with, because all they want to do is get the quick kill. But, like, really, at what cost was that?
I don't know. Vega Squadron are bleeding out pretty bad here over the last few minutes. It's, They need to be able to solve this game long enough for Solo to get like Ags. He's got level 2 Impetus with Dragonlance. If he can get Ags, that's a big upgrade. They'll have like just so much single target damage. The next thing they need is BKB for no one, and then he can aggressively blink in, especially since he's gonna have level 20. He's gonna have level 21 soon.
It's coming on the courier. He's preparing to actually battle. They can see always want to fly isolated here, thanks to the Observer Warp. The Sunstrike's right in the mark, a Deafening Blast just to ensure it. That's the type of pickup they wanted to get up on top lane, but just failed at.
Yeah. You know what's pretty cool is that Vega or Team Spirit have done a really good job keeping up their farm across the board, and they have an Ags on Goldblack. This is a really significant Ags upgrade actually, because it's so important for.
Wait, what?
What? Oh, he got 4-step before getting the X.
I don't think that was really part of his initial plan.
Huh.
I think he's also realizing because he doesn't he needs to be in range to stop the Batrider from continuously getting these lassos.
Maybe.
The only one lasso that really failed for Mag was the one that happened right here, like that terrible fight that actually got Team Spirit to be able to push down the mid straight after.
Once he gets like the Ags, it's super legit though. If he can get that,
actually, he's got the range. It's I don't know.
Because then he's
gonna 4-stop down the hill. Jesus. Get out of that call down. Goldblack still on the run. That's the range of the swap at the moment, but didn't use the 4-staff, didn't follow down the hillside. So Mag's able to escape. I'm with you. Like, the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, like, I've been watching Synderen doing it almost non-stop. Like, he just goes Treads, Bracer, Ags. That's it. He'll sacrifice himself time and time and time again, but eventually the Ags will come in.
Yeah. And then you've got a hero, like, you swap out, you save Iceberg from the kind of initiation and single target focus of Vega Squadron. And then you've got a hero that, yeah, dies, but then it comes back with this avatar, and then you're able to still be really disruptive. You're still able to throw down more magic missiles and such. This is it, though. Team Spirit. Yep. This is kind of like their game-winning maneuver. If they lose this fight, I think they lose the game.
Tomato EMP. Illidan's going to be pretty dry here, and that Impetus damage is off the back of an Axe and Dragonlance. That drag Iceberg in. Goldblack, he'll get the swap out, but Funnick also a little bit of a hard spot as the time limits off most of the damage. They bring down the melee ranks as Illidan just lets the Rocket Barrage go. His BKB is expended. FN will find the kill. He actually brings down one. It's a Death Prof looking for the secondary core. There's always one to fly, also went a little bit too deep. Sunstrike right on top of Illidan. One arrow from FM will do the job, burning that Aegis the Immortal. Tornado catches always want to fly. Does he die from the fall? Yes, he does. In comes a Chrono from Funnick, but he missed everybody. And the arrow from FN will give him the double kill. No one needs more control. He's got the Meteorite to drop it on top of Goldblack's head. They'll blink up and a round effect blinking away from Illidan, who try to come back in the fight in the back of a flutter. Goldblack still got that stolen gem, allowing them to see FN, but now finally the attack will connect in. Mag really wants to get that gem back again, but he won't be able to reach it. The Invoker is regenerating as quick as he can, but Team Spirit got what they came for. They took out the mid-racks.
Missed abilities on both sides really just threw the fight back and forth. Like, Funnick, I understood, like, he had a lot of pressure there of essentially just saving the gyrocopter and getting him out of the fight. But then, like, the Deafening Blast missed from the Invoker and made it so the Clinks ends up dying in that situation. Clinks also had really bad luck. Really, really bad luck against that gyrocopter. That butterfly destroyed him. I think he missed like 7 out of like probably like 8 shots that he threw at Gyro in total. It was actually like so absurd how many misses he had.
Does he just have to, like, that may just tilt him to buy the Monkey King bar. You don't normally want to do it on a Clinks, you want to have your Daedalus instead. Because he can pop everybody else apart from the gyrocopter. I
mean, I think it's one of those rare times where, like, most of the time, the rule is if it increases your survivability, buy it out. If it increases your damage, save your buyback. Right? Because the idea being that if it means that you survive for that first life, if it prolongs your life, it's worth making sure to have that item rather than buying back. But if it increases your damage, there's still a chance you're just going to get popped outright. But I think there's one of those special circumstances where you should just buy out the MKB because it is so integral to Vega Squadron. Like, that single target damage has to come out. It has to be able to kill the gyro. It has to be able to blow up the Death Prophet.
That's an aggressive BT forward. No one's got support, but Mag's Firefly, okay, now it just comes off cooldown. It's going to be a long tornado. The Observer Ward they had inside the lanes actually scouting out the movement. That's why they know exactly where they are. Iceberg swapped out quickly by Mag. The cooldown, great position. Mag will just explode. The wall comes up, so it keeps the rest of Team Spirit out. Illidan actually goes solo. The Chronosphere will keep solo inside the river as well, but they already kill off one, and now FN can open up. You got Iceberg on such a beast of life, and no one blinks forward. He's looking for more, always want to fly, hoping for some kind of kick to save him, or maybe a denial, but he'll actually die from just the tornado. You cannot survive a fall of that magnitude. And now Funnick, leap out, stuck at the trees, but he'll be out safely.
What are these Chronospheres? They're killing my soul. I'm watching Funnick like run into an Enchantress in lane, and he like freaks out for some reason. He sees the Enchantress, like can't hit him, so he Chronospheres the Enchantress. And I'm just going like, why? When you have a perfectly good Chrono on the left-hand side that you could have gotten that could have saved the Death Prophet and saved the Gyrocopter and set them up for a lot of damage. That single-handedly lost the fight. Like, yeah, Illidan was pretty far forward, but he also reasonably expected Funnick to be able to follow him in.
Now they actually lose the top racks too. The bottom creepway pushed in far enough, no one was down there, and then just sped Ghost walked himself up to the top lane. Leaves his Forge Spirits behind. That's so costly, that fight. Look at this build now from Goldblack. He's switching up his build again. He's got a Sange on this VS. With a casual point booster. I know.
Wait, is Goldblack read the patch logs? Does he know about the eggs?
I assume so.
Watch him like what? He like literally has Aghanim Scepter. He has it. He has Point Booster plus 2 of the items and 1,000 gold, and he somehow has turned that into a Point Booster plus 4 staff in Sanj. What?
Is there a reason why Heaven's Howl? Like, he's never gonna be able to get a Heaven's Howl off on the Clinks, the BKB. It's just
Toby, watch him turn this Point Booster now into an Octarine. He's like, tricked you.
Godblack has been known as the man to create the next level before you actually reach the next level. You know who actually Godblack reminds me of? It's Beastie Boys. We're just not ready for it. But eventually, in like 5 years' time, it's going to come up and you'll be like, that was such a legit thing. Another quick Roshan. So Team Spirit, this time around, like you said before, like Vega, and they can't really contest this, but this is now going to be the 4th Roshan the Team Spirit could take. Okay, we're going to lose Funnick for a moment. Actually, maybe with the top ranks down, you could slip the Clinks in.
Yeah.
If he could actually get an Aegis the Immortal, the next fight for Vega should be so much better. Because then you're wasting Chronospheres to lock him down. And again, like, it'll be the same result. Yeah, you catch out a core, which is better than an Enchantress. But you're still going to be expending it for what? An Aegis. And Clinks comes back at full power.
You gotta fight for your right to go weird-ass item builds on Vengeful Spirit. Go you, Go Black. Go you. I think what part of this is, maybe, I think he knows this game is kind of like spiraling out, and this is to the advantage of Vega Squadron. Maybe he feels the need, like he has to build more as a core now for Vengeful Spirit. He has to like
dealer?
He has to become a damage dealer, so he's going S and Y now instead of.
But at the same time, like saving the Death Prophet and saving the Gyrocopter brings you that damage.
Maybe.
In fact, normally you want it to be the other way around because VS wants that to remove the damage from Vega. Like, that's the whole purpose of her normally dying in the first place. And it's the advantage of her actually having the Aghanims. You've got the negative effect that comes from her death, while she's still got Swap, Stun, Wave of Terror, and the Damage Aura. Like, that difference in damage is already worth having the Aghanims.
Maybe, but the part of the problem is right now is that, like, Death Prophet just dies so quickly. And the thing is also, if in some sort of scenario, say, Enchantress is right-clicking the Death Prophet, and Vengeful Spirit, Go Black's over there like, I'll save you, buddy! Swap! The impetus damage still goes. It's still going to follow you. It's just going to follow you that extra distance. Yeah.
Well, the primary thing he's meant to stop is the Bat Rider Lasso.
Yeah.
Like, that's primary job.
But if he makes himself a damage dealer, right? So if the initiation is there, Bat Rider goes in, and then you swap, and Vengeful Spirit makes himself like this tanky damage dealer on the front lines. He instead becomes the target of the Clinks and the Enchantress instead of the Death Prophet and Gyrocopter, who are going to be following him in after the swap. I'm not saying I totally agree with it. You know, I clowned on the whole Aghanims not being built, but you know, I think you just kind of have to explore the mindset of Go Black, and I think it is a viable idea that he maybe has to build into a damage dealer. He may also be just going Halberd and trying to like get a disarm.
They're trying to make Roshan stronger. Mag just got kicked. The Observer was up the Chronosphere, catching no one as well as FN. Funnick only now as he actually decided to start hitting into FN, but the ultimate from the Disruptor. Funnick's gonna go down. Illidan will trigger his BKB, but it's already worn off. The Chiefs be expended by no one, and Uragas actually brought FM back to life again. And this is the advantage we were talking about that you get from killing off this Roshan. Always want to fly, wants to get away. Godblack bringing no one back into the fight. Iceberg as well, thanks to the Biomax, he's now going to be back on the front lines. Solo, he's going to survive. He outruns it. Always want to fly, is going to hope for the kick. No kick yet. Solo's too far away. He's actually away to safety. Honestly, that fight did not go the way I thought it was going to go for Vega. I really thought they had like a lot more power here.
I will tell you actually who's that's on. Oh god, they're actually gonna go for the end game. Yeah. Oh, this is smart from Team Spirit. Yeah, screw tier 2s, honestly. You can just go straight for the throat.
You can TV back on FN though. Like FN can TV back. The Invoker's got buyback available too. The top lane, the tier 4 towers have been lost here. If they don't end it here, they don't end it at all. The fortification's already been burnt from Vega. And they got Disruptor up in 3 seconds time. Bat Rider in 7. That's when they defend. They actually try and steal the Gyro Illusion, try and slow this down the ball. And now, well, here they come. The Bat Rider is up. Solo's the first one to be caught out. And say goodbye to your Enchantress. He'll buy it back again. FN ripping through it. Mag, he's got the last two. Is over in Illidan. The swap out, but the Impetus damage is ripping him apart. Gold Black will go down as well. Iceberg's on the run, but that BKB will only last for so long. Wall it up, Seema. Basically create it, and there it is. Iceberg will drop. They've lost the 3 big ones. Funnick has retreated back home.
Oh my god, I think Team Spirit had it. I think they screwed themselves so hard. I legitimately believe that Vega Squadron were too late on their buybacks. I know Invoker wanted to hold on to his buyback until Bat Rider and Disruptor had naturally revived, but that was too late. That was too late. They had already revealed the throne and done some damage to it. I think Team Spirit had the win. I think if they all end on just killing Throne and literally focus nothing else but right-clicking the Throne, Vega Squadron don't have the disables to stop you if you pop BKBs and go right-click. I think they had the game, and they tried to fight out the team fight instead of just ending the game. They had the right idea, and then they stumbled over the finishing line. And now it's very likely that Vega Squadron are going to be able to keep this game going because they screwed the last team fight up pretty badly. Bat Rider sacrificed himself to get the Death Prophet out of the fight, and then Vega Squadron, for some reason, kept fighting around the Roshan bit, despite the fact that they had a clean save. Like Mag, Mag hasn't had the greatest game here, but he made a very brilliant play that as soon as the Exorcism was popped, he grabbed Death Prophet and drug her the hell out of there. And that fight should have then been going the way of Vega Squadron because then they could just get the hell out while the damage isn't there from the DP. But instead, they continued to fight, and they ended up losing the fight as soon as the Death Prophet got back in there. So they really screwed that up, but I think Vega Squadron can still win fights pretty easily. While Iceberg doesn't have armor. Like, he just hasn't for the longest time. He only just now picks up a plate mail, but he still doesn't have, like, a big Shiva's item or something like that. There is the Halberd from Go Black.
Why, though?
No, it's against the Enchantress. I actually love this, because Enchantress, the build for Enchantress, this is what the build is for the Enchantress. You go Dragonlance, you go Aghanims, and then you go, like, Moonshard and Masquemadas. You don't really give a shit about anything else. Yeah, you just go pure attack speed, because that's literally all you need. You just become the biggest glass cannon in the world.
Max Firefly's down, just uses a BKB, that's a big pickup. It's going to be over on Seema. Remember, Seema actually just picked up this Aghanim Scepter as well, so we can turn this around if he can get that silence off. They keep chasing, no one's BKB, also trigger for Seema. So much damage. Iceberg, though, stuck inside that storm. Funnick almost walked back into it and died. But they're not going to find it. It's back up, the top lane still pushing in here for Vega.
Team Spirit don't know what to do. They know they're in like an awkward position where they blew Exorcism and Chrono, but they didn't get what they needed to go high ground.
Well, the go high ground isn't even enough. Like, if they go high ground again, they've got to go for the GG push. And the only way to do that is having Exorcism off cooldown.
Yeah,
and that's
which
not
is
gonna
why
happen. You need to get rid of these tier 2 towers on the side lanes. But Vega keep pushing out the lanes.
No, I think Team Spirit pushing high ground 2 different times will actually lose them the game. I think they have to go just one clean down middle lane, which is why Team Spirit were hesitant there when they had Exorcism still halfway through, and they could have gone high ground with the rest of Exorcism and tried to go for the throne, but I think they realized they were just a little bit too far away. They couldn't go for that play yet, and they're going to have to try again later. But I really think that going high ground through top lane and then through bottom lane will actually lose them the game because there's too many opportunities for Vega Squadron's heavy single target lineup to just destroy the damage dealers early on in a team fight. Like, if the top fight goes well, then the bottom fight is very likely to go bad.
Are they gonna smoke with 22 seconds left on Exorcism? I think that's the main reason why they're actually waiting inside their base at the moment. They want to see what Vega's doing. If you see the line that was just drawn down by Solo, he literally just said, "You shall not pass Team Spirit." He drew, I'm going to actually, like, this is the physical line on the map that he drew. No one is allowed to go past this line if they are belonging to the team of Team Spirit.
Oh, let's go back to the Enchantress, right? You just go, like, pure attack speed. So you're going to go MKB eventually, but you don't have it right now, so the evasion is really good. But you also have this amazing disarm.
Maxie's Funnick. He's going to Firefly. Funnick will leave himself away. He felt like something was wrong. The Forge Spirit was a little bit too close. Gold Black's hoping for something here. Iceberg, well, he rides the wind. But no real damage can be done from it.
Disarm's really good versus single target ranged heroes because it lasts longer on ranged heroes. It's 4.5 seconds. So
I just don't know if he's ever going to get in range.
No. Because when the Bat Rider goes for the grab on someone, he swaps in, and then he just like runs.
He has a magic missile solo.
No, he just runs at solo and disarms him. It's not that bad because the swap's already going to put him in a position where he's pretty close to it. He has the Force Staff too, so he swaps in and then Force Staffs further in.
Well, good luck doing that combination when you're dead. Vengeful Spirit on the sidelines. Mag with a simple pick-off. It was the Observer what they placed previously, and Goldblack came out for a warding mission himself, and he's picking out saying, they saw me. They saw me. If Vega want to wait, actually they don't even have to wait. There's 55 seconds without Goldblack now. He has no buyback available. No one will take care of mid. He'll actually be able to BT back only in like 38 seconds. So that's still a decent time. And Mag has to wait another 26 seconds before he can get the initiation off. And Phonic, well, they jump out Chrono. Team Spirit won't want to wait. They know the Invoker's not there, but Seema, he got the ulti off. Now they walk through the storm. Phonic leaves himself away. All the damage from FN gets completely negated. And even no solo, they have to back up, but in comes your Invoker. Always want to fly, tries to go on point blank range with the BKB, dispelling up the Magnetize, spelling up any kind of silence. Illidan goes down, Solo's pumped out, so much raw damage at this fight, but Iceberg, he's doing more with a boulder forward. Okay, that tornado, damn no one. How is Invoker in this game? Seema is going to run to the tree line. Phonic should still be able to bring him down now. There's a glimpse away, but the kick is going to follow through. But that Invoker control factor, so huge. But still, the team fight is going to go the way of Team Spirit. Not a single buyback had to be expended for that fight for them.
But again, it comes back to the same problem that they had at 25 minutes. Vega Squadron have forced the fight on your side of the base. You won it, but you aren't going to be able to achieve anything.
Do you just get refresher orbs then? Like, do you get a refresher on Death Prophet so you can take the fight with the Exorcism and then just push down the lane?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to go refresher. You go Shivas and then you go straight into refresher. That is absolutely the build. It's a build on very, very often on Death Prophet's late game because it's such a necessity. That being said, Team Spirit should also look for openings where they can boots of travel and go straight through mid. When Vega Squadron try and do that thing where they position themselves on your side of the map at that bottom lane, look for Team Spirit to have openings where they could just, again, like boots of travel mid, go straight down the mid lane and force the final 5v5 inside the Vega Squadron base, which is why Vega Squadron, like, I think their biggest problem right now is they've been very lax on keeping the mid lane pushed in. I think they're giving unfair opportunities to Team Spirit to get an easy win, just like they gave them the opportunity by not buying back earlier on the Invoker to help stop the push when Team Spirit could have just all-in thrown.
This has to be some of the quickest Roshan spawn timers I have seen in any game.
It'd be 4th Roshan by 47 minutes?
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen a single Roshan spawn timer last longer than a minute. Like, out of the potential 3. He's always coming up quickly, and now is alive. Always Want to Fly is kind of sticking up on the hillside for now. He's got that gem of Mag back in his possession. Do they actually have... No, there's no detection over on the Radiant side. But the crystal is in the hands of FN. He's got his money for buyback too. God, he really needs that full Daedalus.
So...
that raw damage output. So yeah, Team Spirit will take Roshan.
The advantage here is that Team Spirit...
Do they turn? They're coming. They've got to go. No one's actually beating down the bottom lane just because it's an inch closer for him to summon Forge Spirits. Always Want to Fly sits on that high ground, but look at Phonic's position. A little bit further back. Iceberg triggers his BKB and Exorcism. Mag, well, he's up on the hillside, but VS is actually stuck up there in the Chronosphere. Well, you caught out 2 heroes, but there was no one to follow up with the damage. Illidan's wasted almost this entire duration of his BKB. At least Always Want to Fly is keeping Seema under control. He'll throw out the ulti with the last-ditch effort here. How's FN doing in the meantime? They brought down the Death Prophet, and now they can isolate Illidan inside the river. Where is his missed chances? He's not finding enough of them. They've lost their 2 big cores. Roshan's still alive. Always Want to Fly, trying to ball his way out, but they know what they came here now for. To stop Roshan, they'll actually get something more. They'll take it themselves. They have to worry about mid, however. That wave is pushing in pretty damn hard. And who sets Aegis? Okay, cheese to FN, Aegis into the Invoker, and Mag will do the defense job.
I swear to God, Team Spirit, you really need to abuse this mid lane push. It just keeps on happening, and they're getting in more and more dire circumstances, Toby. Like, the thing is that bottom lane fight Remember when they got the Chronosphere and Team Spirit won that engagement?
Yep.
Like, these late-game team fights are kind of like an odds sort of thing. Like, you just don't really know until the team fight actually happens who's going to come out on top. But the odds are in the favor of Vega Squadron. Sometimes Team Spirit will win it, but the problem is if they're winning it, but they're on their side of the base, they're not able to end the game. So then Vega Squadron are just able to kind of roll the dice again and roll the dice again and see if this time they can get the right kind of initiation, or this time, you know, the Chronosphere goes bad or something like that. And they just keep on doing that until eventually they're going to win the fight on your side of the base. Then they're going to be able to force buybacks, in which case you're left with, you know, one more failure on Team Spirit before they lose the game. Vega Squadron can continue to fail time and time again if they want to, as long as they're forcing the fight on your side of the map and they have buybacks.
It's just so stupid to think of it that way, though. But you're right.
But
you're
that's
right.
the late game advantage.
What's the trade-off, though? Like, I don't even think you could do a quick race.
I mean, not anymore. Not when your mid lane has been pushed in.
We've even got trader creeps turning apart. Team Spirit. Again, they have to try and defend. Every ability is up. I still found it amusing. That fight was in 3 different parts, and Iceberg separated himself before the fight even began. Like, when he did that, when he BKBs, and he's up, like, all the way up in the high ground, north of the pit, and then Funnick initiates onto the small stairway to the south of the pit. It's like, you can't, like, actually have more of a polar opposite fight. Because you meant the Chronosphere around the Exorcism and around Illidan doing his damage. They're going to smoke and come out. They've had enough of this crap. They're going to try and find one of these heroes. You got the gem over on the Earth Spirit. FN's already managed to break the smoke, revealing Funnick in the lane. FN is just running his ass out of here, but the Hex from no one. And they turn the damage. Goldblack has swapped Funnick out. He almost died from just that searing arrow that was following up. And with the Chronosphere! Oh my! He went straight back into it. Illidan, he might have triggered his BKB, but it's already out. Sol needs to run himself out of here. He won't be able to. Always want to fly balls over. Finds the Invoker. Buybacks from both sides. They're beating themselves in. No one's in trouble. Remember, he's got the Aegis, the Immortal. Earthspirit has to trade his life for just the Aegis.
But he's back with the Chronosphere.
They found Illidan. Seamus doesn't have the ulti available anymore, but no one just runs away from the Exorcism. Now, he got Illidan! And he actually got FN, but the damage from the Impetus is doing so much work, taking away half of his life, but they got the kill. It's FN down. His buyback is available. But speaking of base, look what's happening to the fortress. The creeps are attacking into it. Team Spirit are being held back here. Iceberg's going to TP out. The Magnet's what he's got to do. He stops Team Spirit from getting every hero back, body blocking Illidan onto the hillside. So now Solo, he got one mischance. The cooldown will keep him away. Illidan will be able to get himself out of this. Even the defensive BKB, just so they can't catch him at all. But Team Spirit, they valiantly fought. The buybacks galore came out. He actually only had 2 of them, in fact. It was Void and Enchantress, but still. Oh my. Team Spirit's home is now actually lower in level. That Dire Ancient is lower than the Radiant because it just managed to have so much time to respawn, revive, whatever, regenerate.
Yeah, and the big problem is that Vega Squadron, if you look for the same kind of tactic, right, where I was talking about, like, you know, Team Spirit, they find the opening, they ball down mid. The problem is that Exorcism and Gyrocopter's right-click damage are kind of slow. So even if they go for that kind of thing, and plus Vega Squadron have really good defending heroes, like Invoker with his double deafening blast now that he has Refresher. Like, these things are just, like, ultra powerful.
Look at him run.
At defending base. But if you look at Vega Squadron, like, they're super good at being able to put single target damage into a building like the Throne with Clinks. So the same kind of opening is there for Vega Squadron, but they can capitalize on it so much easier. They literally just need one hero to go top lane while the fight is kind of distracting, and he just, like, ends the game outright. So, I think that this game is still, like, there's more of a chance now than 5 minutes ago that Vega Squadron will win this. Now, it can still be that 25% chance that Team Spirit wins the game, but it's just going to be like that 25% chance where they're able to win a fight, go down mid, win another fight, end the game. And that's, like, a very low percentage, but it can happen. It's kind of like everyone's all in.
Well, they can try that. But they still need the pickups. They still need the space to make it work. And they still need the Refresher over an Iceberg who went for the AC instead. Okay, they're trying to get really creative with their warding too. both teams have proper gems up. I'm waiting for someone to take a bloody gem to this bottom lane. I don't know what happened here, but someone tried to draw a star constellation. Either that or a very warped map. Just town at the bottom lane.
Yeah, it might have been some sort of, it's probably some sort of gem pickup. We just wasted wards to grab gem.
That could also be a good reason.
Enchantress should be getting MKB next to deal with the butterfly of Gyrocopter. When they have that, you know, that's another like really big upgrade. The problem is the upgrades for Death Prophet just aren't as significant as upgrades for like the Enchantress.
Is it worthwhile for Illidan to actually sell the Mantra and just go Rapier now? Because he's kind of got everything else to go for the Rapier build.
Yeah.
And you talked about, like, you're all in for it, so you've got to commit heavily. But does the Manta give him something which is worth it? Like, can he disjoint anything that's still worth it?
I mean, shit, when they have double MKBs, the butterfly's almost not worth it, you know? So, yeah, I think it's absolutely time to start thinking about modifying your build for more all-in damage.
They found Mag. Mag, he doesn't blink. He
not
short range blinks to the other side of the tree line.
Whoa, where's he going?
He's trying to, I don't know! He's dead, though!
Oh!
That's still a reality. Always want to fly being initiated on the bottom lane, but they can't stick around. Now Seema has to force stuff and TP out in the tree line. Always want to fly is so low, dying to the creep wave. Tornado will keep the Faceless Void away. The Sunstrike, I think it's looking for Always want to fly.
Yeah, it almost
It won't find him, though. But look where FN's headed. Like, I'm still waiting for this top lane to push out even more. Wait, are they actually going to... Okay, no one versus Illidan. Illidan? Wow, okay. You're that scared. No one doesn't give a crap. FN's here as well. There's your Hex. Funnick gets a Chronosphere off, but then you got FN. BKB, he got time locked up. Illidan is still, he's got locked again. Illidan's down. Funnick, he's going to evaporate if he's not too careful. He time dilates. And then time walks out. No one triggers his BKB, expecting the Teen Spirit Cavalry to be just over the hill. But they have to come back. Solo's given too much momentum to the bottom lane. They have to defend their bot lane. And please, Iceberg, for the love of God, somehow get to your refresher, Rob. He needs the money.
Yeah, and you're seeing like why I'm placing such a premium on and on Vega Squadron's ability to win this game, right? Is because they have so many more opportunities with their kind of heroes to get the pick. Like Invoker can practically solo any hero in this game if he finds the right opening with a Deafening Blast, Meteor double combo, right? Like you saw the way with one Deafening Blast and Meteor, he almost single-handedly killed Earth Spirit. That was just like one combo. It was Sioma putting down the Veil of Discord, which obviously increased the damage pretty dramatically, and he also Thunderstrike. But that you know, it was primarily no one who output the damage to almost single-handedly kill a hero. And those kind of openings are what's going to be forcing you into defensive buybacks, and then you're left with essentially, if I die now, the game is over. Well, yeah, those kind of openings are going to be there for Vega Squadron.
An 18-second window. Fortification will have to be used to buy that time for the Gyro, or he wastes his money. This is the only choice. They're kicking. They're swarming. Whatever they can do to keep this wave out, they've done it. But this also buys time. Roshan won't spawn under 1 minute. He's 10 seconds over the 1 minute mark. The 3 potential. So, it's still a pretty damn quick Roshan. He's up in 20 seconds time. Seema's going to have a look and go, oh, he's not here yet? Late bastard. Never turns up on time. They just keep the pressure in. And look at the vision now as well from Vega. They're seeing the exits of Team Spirit, so if they do want to leave the base, it's going to be very aware. It's already pretty aware anyway when your top lane keeps pressuring in. And Mag, like, they've done a pretty damn good job, Vega, keeping that mid lane at bay. And Roshan now is scouted out by Seema. Clinks will rotate over. He'll kill him in probably 5 seconds. Not much longer than that. The question is who even takes this stuff now? Like, you can give actually the Aegis Immortal to Solo. Maybe that could actually be one of the plays. The Battle Rider would have to drop his gem for this, which may not be his ideal situation. Okay, now they're finally going to start it.
When they have a refresher on Iceberg, that is a really big upgrade because it finally puts them in a position where they can pop Exorcism and have their full damage for a team fight and win against Vega and then immediately pop Refresher and go down mid and actually place an offensive team fight.
If he buys that now, though, he's got no money for buyback.
Yeah, that's why he's holding on to it, but it is going to be coming eventually. It's just that's why Team Spirit are playing so defensively right now, is because they know they just can't really push out too often.
FN just sacrificed his boots of travel for the Aegis the Immortal. So we have a 300 movement speed Clinks on the field. He goes to 4-3-1 though when he's inside the Skeleton Walk. And the BTs will be held on to by the Disruptor. So I want to see how close Teamer can stay with FN during the fight. You're not sure about it?
Would you
honestly, Desolator instead?
Honestly, neither one of these teams seems real open to the whole back, like go through the side lane and get thrown opportunity. So I guess the Boots of Travel. But I really feel like that is a super important avenue for one of these teams to end the game.
Someone needs to come back to that mid lane because it's the position. If Team Spirit, like that ping's coming out from Goldblack right now. Like if they all had BTs, Gyro's picked up BTs now too. It's a level 2 BTs. Iceberg, maybe that's actually what you do. Don't buy the refresher orb. You actually just say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go down mid.
No,
you've got 2 buybacks available right now from Vega. Obviously, they don't. You've got 1 buyback available from Vega. Enchantress has bought the Monkey King bar.
But those sort of openings, Toby, those sort of openings aren't like ready when it's like everybody's kind of doing nothing and farming. And you have Glyph up, right? That's not the kind of opening. It's got to be like kind of like mid-fight, or like the opening that was last time, right? Where Vega and Squadron were pushing bottom and the mid lane was pushing in, right? It's got to be those kind of sort of like they're out of position and they're not expecting it. If they did that like now, they would just be like, they would go for throne, they'd be met by a glyph, and then they would lose the fight before the glyph was even over because the right-click single target damage of some of these heroes is so absurd on Vega.
It's either that or they just stay in this eternal struggle.
No, but again, that's the... I highlighted the opening that they had, right? When they get refresher. So they can wait for the defensive height. Yeah,
He came out to just plant down the Observer Ward.
I like how Mag waited until Earth Spirit laid the ward down to see his doom. It's like the Riki that's following a Crystal Maiden. She lays down the counter ward and reveals like, oh, the Riki Maru's here. I am dead.
Well, no Earth Spirit for this fight, so no Magnetize, no kick saves. But they've still got really good wave clear. Team Spirit could actually buy the 47 seconds they require to get him back up and running. You've still got multiple buybacks available here for Team Spirit. I'm going to keep this up as our primary status chart for the moment. But look at top lane. FN.
Oh, you sneaky bastard.
They went for the fight, but FN's going for the GG. Fortification has to be triggered. The Exorcism is off. No one also is keeping Illidan at bay. He'll refresh her and keep the Hex going. Now they BT back up again. No one on very, very low life is running out of here. Mag is running on very low life into it. The Tornado will keep Iceberg out, but the Bat Rider is down. There's still another battle going on bottom lane, but they're not going to get out far enough to keep it going. So Fortification is down at least.
Yeah, no. That's actually really important, right? It's like taking a buyback away. That's how big Glyph is in these sort of exposed throne scenarios. That is really big for them.
You see the item change as well. So FN knew what he was up to. He actually switched the Deso over. So the Deso is now on the Disruptor. So he's holding onto his BTs for this exact maneuver.
Okay, that's good. I think that was the right play. I was not a fan of him losing Boots of Travel.
What is okay? So I'm just seeing his casual Voidstone from Iceberg sitting on the courier.
God damn.
Like
Iceberg's just getting no.
Is he actually going Scythe?
Oh, that's what? No. Refresher is double Voidstone.
Yeah. It's just the fact. It's just the fact he's only got one. Like he's got a surplus of 3.7k gold. He could spend some of this, even if it's just having a casual Perseverance sitting on the bloody hero.
I think it's way too... I think you really have to go in for the all-in option. I think the all-in option is refresher and banking that you roll the dice and you win that 25% 2 times in a row.
But right now it looks like they're trying to protect a courier movement out to the shop. It's a Divine Rapier for the Gyrocopter.
Yeah,
so the damage is gonna come up. That's still with buyback as well for Illidan. He just had to sacrifice his Mantra, as we're talking about.
And let's not forget, Illidan does have Boots of Travel level 2, so if they push out aggressively and they lose Illidan, he died, he can buy back and TP onto another hero and may still be able to reclaim his Divine Rapier, right? So this actually can be a really good move for them in that kind of like game-ending team fight.
Here we go again. Mag keeps the mid lane pushed in, 4 heroes on the bottom. The top lane is too far out, so Klinks can't just slip his way past. And with the Sentry Wards now creating a nice perimeter inside the Dire base, there's also no way he can get in there undetected, and he just lost your Aegis.
Yeah.
So, good luck forcing the issue here.
And the reason I'm emphasizing this so much is that Team Spirit are very likely, it's just like going to be this natural, if they don't actually have fights, there's going to be this natural entropy to the way things happen. Team Spirit are just going to get weaker over time, not due to like their items being bad or their heroes necessarily scaling worse, all that worse as the game goes later. It's just the fact that Vega Squadron have more opportunities for pickoffs, whether it's heroes, whether it's objectives like tier 3 towers or range raxes, whether it's going for throne and taking away the glyph. Like, those opportunities are abounding for Vega Squadron, and the longer that you're kind of like sitting here and biding your time, the more opportunities there are for Vega Squadron to poke at you, waiting until they find that one crease in your armor that does some real objective damage to you, and then they're going to keep poking until they find another one of those and another one. All of a sudden you're down on 2 buybacks, you don't have your glyph, throne's exposed, and your range raxes are down. Those sort of things are a very real possibility for Team Spirit in 5-10 minutes.
This defensive game is so damn hilarious. We've actually got 622 is the amount of CS currently sitting on this gyrocopter, who just keeps like mopping up the creep waves every time there's a slight opportunity. Why Mag actually went all the way back to base?
Huh?
He BT back to pick up a new gem. They want to try and they must be feeling like they're just being watched by everything at the moment. So they sent him all the way back to base to pick up a new gem. They're trying to find out what Team Spirit knows, but Team Spirit doesn't know jack. This is the vision right now, if you look at the minimap. This is the vision. There's nothing.
Oh.
That, however, makes it work. Solo
the tornado!
It picks up Funnick just at the right time. Is there a Hex follow-up? Yeah, there is! Solo raining in the impetus. There was a Lotus Ult trying to protect up Funnick, but it won't be enough. They come in for the Hex, but the BKB protects no one, and that's the opening right now Vega were waiting for. They'll be able to take out the bottom racks.
They lost their clinks, though.
That they did. But Iceberg's already a quarter of the way through his duration of the ultimate. Invoker's Tornado, they actually finish off the bottom racks almost entirely. The Force Spirits will do it. The Invoker picks up the entire bottom lane of racks. And Vega will back up and wait again. Roshan's up in, well, maybe 20 seconds. Are they actually... Oh, he's alacrity.
All right, there it is.
He wants to
there
go.
it is.
Exorcism wears off in 3 seconds.
Let's go,
2 seconds. Oh, the pause!
This is the all-in moment, baby. You got your refresher. You've got your divine rapier. I'm not sure if you even give a shit about Roshan. I'll be honest. I don't think that really matters. I think you just have to go now. I think you have to
here they go.
Push out your top lane, force this fight.
They're moving over. Iceberg's backing up. Always want to fly, send up and towards the air. No one wants to initiate him. There it is. Blink forward. The Ghost Scepter will protect the Earth Spirit for now. They glimpse Iceberg back a little bit closer. And Seema, he's got ulti available to Iceberg. Turns on his BKB. There goes Refresher Orb. Does he commit the second exorcism? Always on a flight. You are so dead. 4-staffing away from impetus damage. Iceberg is actually down.
No.
They've lost this game if Iceberg dies.
Even the throne is about to die. Team Spirit, they're actually just going to go for it.
Yep.
Go for it, Vega Squadron.
They found him. Iceberg is gone. That should be the game. The buyback will come out. Iceberg actually, he's still got Exorcism.
Here comes the clinks.
They're chasing over. Where's the damage? Iceberg, where is it?
He's trying desperately. They popped the glyph. They're trying to fight up against Vega Squadron. There's just too many heroes.
We've got an Enchantress with a Divine Rapier. The game is over. No matter how hard you try, Iceberg will die in a storm of death. The Fortress will drop, and that is GG. Almost 68 minutes, but Vega will 2-0 out Team Spirit. They fought valiantly to the very and bitter end.
Oh, man. That was such a heartbreaker. Especially since there was that time where, Team Spirit just could have gone straight throne. I think they had a better opportunity than pressing this to this bitter late game where they're just getting chipped away. But, oh, no. That's got to hurt so badly for Team Spirit. They continue their,